Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I'm down the Jersey Shore, which I've been doing on the weekends these days. And I'm shooting, and this is very appropriate given that MontaukEd made a gift to the channel for me to do this request, and I'm shooting in a body of water. Ed, first off, thank you for this gift, my friend. And I don't know if you're going to see them. You probably will. They're like swans. There's like 6 or 8 swans behind me. It's like a family of them. They'll be floating up and down the channel. I've got my Zimbabwe hat on, and I'm doing Charlie Daniels' song, Simple Man. Now, I did Skinner's, and I've always loved Skinner's rendition, but I don't think I've heard Charlie Daniels' band do this song. So I'm going to get into this, and one of these days I'm going to shoot by the Barnegat Bay. I almost went down there today, but I didn't have a chair to bring with me, and I wanted to get this up for you relatively quickly. I like to get a jump on these, but I'm guessing this song is going to be above an 8.9, but I'm still wearing the Zimbabwe hat in your honor, Ed. And Jeff is not going to find me. All right. Yeah, you may hear noise. They're putting in a new dock down there, and they've got like this crane thingy and all this stuff. They're jamming the poles into the bedrock and whatnot, but hopefully we'll have a reprieve for 10 minutes. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, we got the video. Interesting. Who did this song first?
I ain't nothing but a simple man. Call me a redneck, I reckon that I am, but this thing's going on, make me mad down to the core.
Very different song so far. Wow, I thought it was going to be the same song.
I have to work like a dog to make ends meet. There's crooked politicians and crime in the street, and I'm madder than hell, and I ain't gonna take it no more.
Uh-oh, what you gonna do?
They tell our kids to just say no, and then some panty-waist judge lets a drug dealer go. He slaps him on the wrist and he turns it back out on the town.
That's going on today.
If I had my way with people selling dope, I'd take a big tall tree and a short piece of rope. I'd hang them up behind and let them swing till the sun goes down. Well, you know what's wrong with the world today? People done gone, put the Bibles away. They're living by the law of the jungle, not the law of the land. Well, the good book says it, so I know it's the truth. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go.
It's the Hebrew Bible, definitely.
That's the way I see it. I'm a simple man. Now I'm the kind of man who wouldn't harm a mouse, but if I catch somebody breaking in my house, I got a 12-gauge shotgun waiting on the other side.
That's the way it works.
So don't go pushing me against my will. I don't want to have to fight you, but I darn sure will. If you don't want trouble, then you better just pass me on by. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't no excuse for the raping and the killing and the child abuse. I got a way to put an end to all that mess. You just take them rascals out in the swamp, or put them on their knees and tie them to a stump. Let the rattlers and the bugs and the alligators do the rest. Well, you know what's wrong with the world today? People done gone, put their Bibles away. They're living by the law of the jungle, not the law of the land. Well, the good book says it, so I know it's the truth. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go and remember where you've been. That's the way I see it. I'm a simple man.
No simplify it. You just got to be right when you exactly.
Remember where you've been. That's the way I see it. I'm a simple man.
Interesting. Oh, there it is. That, yeah, I mean, there's lots of thoughts on that too. I was a criminal justice major and a philosophy major, and that was one of the things that you studied, in one sense, in both, about responsibility. And, philosophically, you study responsibility and all that stuff in a different sense than criminologically, and the penal code, but who's responsible for what. But when a judge passes sentence, how you got to make sure you're right. You want to make sure you're right. And that's partly why the justice system is like a third party system, if you will. You just don't have a duel back in the old days or what have you. Somebody does wrong, you think somebody does wrong, and there's got to be some kind of procedure. You want a procedure in place instead of just acting on emotion, because sometimes things aren't the way they look. And a number of folks, for example, have been executed that didn't do it. DNA evidence and such has exonerated them later and such. That's the concern about it. But the principle, if you knew that somebody did something, like, I mean, you've heard me say in other videos that you've been around the channel, like rape, I think that warrants the death penalty. I'm not a woman, I'm not the super activist, but I think if anything is going to hurt a woman her whole life, that would be arguably at the top of the list. Death of a child and then rape. I may be wrong in that, but I just don't think that anybody, no woman should have to live with that just so a dude could get his rocks off once or twice or whatever he's going to do. If you knew that there was that rape, I'm in favor of the death penalty for that. And, Charlie was talking about that, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. How would you exact an identical punishment for somebody who raped? I mean, rape them? I mean, I think you step the level up a little bit. I don't know. I know somebody that I saw some case about 10 years ago in the Middle East, and it was in, Muslim country, and that was the law, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, because the Quran and Islam and such, for all the extremism that you see in the news, by and large, it is still based on the Hebrew Bible, Jesus as they see as a prophet, not as the Messiah. But the law was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and somebody had paralyzed somebody else. It was in a fight, and he paralyzed him. It broke his spine. And they were looking in that culture, they were looking for doctors who were able to perform a procedure to paralyze the person who was found guilty of paralyzing the other person. And I never did find out what, but they did find a couple of doctors who were not only able to do it, but willing to do it. And I don't know if they actually carried it out, but you better be darn sure right when you do something like that. But yeah, I mean, this is very different than Skinner's Simple Man. I was expecting the same song, and you heard me in the beginning, and it was absolutely not the same song. And Charlie, yeah, I mean, we see it today where in some of I live in New Jersey, and so I see it in New York City where people, are just let out of prison. They get arrested for something. It could be their 50th one, but the DA, Bragg, is just letting them back out on the street. Just go ahead back out there, and no bail, no nothing. And guys are, it'd be like their 70th time they've been arrested. And that's just not right. I mean, people who are law-abiding, which is the vast majority of people, ought to be left to be. Just go live your life. I like what Charlie said in here, too. Like, if you see me, just leave me be. Be no problems. It's the old, I won't start a fight, but I'll do my best to finish it. And that's been me. I'm definitely not like a violent dude by any stretch. But every human being, and don't make this mistake, every human being has their limit. And when you go beyond that limit, and they snap, it's a different ball game. And so this is a very different kind of experience, Ed, that you just put me through in this song. I should have been wearing my NYPD hat for this one. But I'm guessing that this song reflects your sentiments as well, Ed. So I'm going to rate this one. I mean, this thing had me sort of emotionally engaged, mentally engaged, visually engaged. I love Charlie Daniels. You know, he used to be in a commercial years ago. I loved him in that. He's just a very likable, lovable, watchable, listenable character and human being, not in that order. Yeah, the number that popped into my brain instantly was a 9.2. This just brings up a lot of philosophical implications. Who's responsible for what and when? How do you pass judgment and then carry out the punishment? So that's the nature of that one. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. You can thank MontaukEd for that. I don't know if the swans have been passing by here, but they've been in the background. So have a great day, folks. I'll see you on another video. Ed, you're a good dude, man. I'm happy to be down here on the water. I feel even more connected to you. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.